Bonsoir. Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Tout d'abord, un grand merci pour votre présence. Je vois qu'il y a beaucoup de monde, donc c'est vraiment super. Au nom de la Fondation Pavillon Cycli, nous sommes très heureux de vous accueillir pour cette deuxième conférence de notre cycle Anima. Nous avons la chance ce soir de recevoir Martin Rauch, concepteur et constructeur en terre. Je me permets de commencer par une brève introduction au français de son riche parcours, avant de lui laisser la parole pour qu'il puisse nous présenter ses projets, cette fois-ci en anglais. Martin, vous êtes céramiste de formation et fondateur en 1999 du bureau Lehm Ton Erde, littéralement glaise, argile et terre. Depuis 2019, et même avant, votre atelier fonctionne comme une usine dédiée à la préfabrication d'éléments en pisé 100% terre. Votre découverte de l'architecture en terre ne passe pas par l'architecture elle-même, mais par votre pratique de céramiste, de constructeur de fours et de sculpteur. C'est toutefois un voyage humanitaire au Sénégal et au Cameroun qui transforme votre regard sur ce matériau, révélant tout son potentiel constructif et poétique. Depuis près de 30 ans, vous développez et perfectionnez la technique du pisé préfabriqué que vous appliquez dans la plupart de vos projets. En parallèle de vos nombreuses distinctions, vous partagez votre savoir dans plusieurs institutions académiques, notamment l'Université de Linz et l'École Polytechnique fédérale de Zurich. Vous accueillir aujourd'hui est une évidence dans un contexte où les enjeux climatiques et de durabilité prennent une importance croissante, en particulier dans le domaine de la construction. Votre travail qui valorise la terre, tout en optimisant les processus constructifs, grâce à la préfabrication, représente une véritable source d'inspiration dans un monde confronté à la raréfaction des ressources et la nécessité de construire efficacement. Enfin, votre démarche s'inscrit parfaitement dans le thème de notre cycle Anima, qui nous invite à remonter aux sources de l'acte de bâtir en explorant les dimensions sensibles et immatérielles qui animent la conception architecturale. Par son caractère à la fois naturel, archaïque et vital, la construction en terre confère à l'architecture et à l'ingénierie une indéniable âme, je dirais même un supplément d'humanité que votre œuvre incarne avec force. Je vous remercie une nouvelle fois pour votre présence, aussi à vous, et vous souhaite toutes et tous une excellente soirée. Martin, thanks you again for being with us tonight. I think the floor is yours now. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. I'm so sorry that I could really not speak any French. Maybe I'd try it in a good English, so good as possible. I'm really surprised about so many people. And if I get the invitation to speak to here, I said, oh, I like it. It is a very good, interesting place, and it is, it was. I like to come here. Thank you for the invitation. So, and I want to stay in time because so much people and so on. That is, you will help me that I'm not speak too late. In the beginning, I make these pictures because we are in the mountain, and the tectonic movement, water, wind, frost, is really the most biggest creator of our world. Our world is always changing. It is always moving, and this eroded material, the material eroded, and the Alps example, they grow up every 10 years 1 centimeter, and they eroded 1 centimeter. It is amazing how much material it is, and the climate change and everything. We know that this movement is really challenged. This is really, we cannot stop the erosion. So, and what we have in erosion, that if the stones and the mountains are get smaller and smaller and smaller. Then it gets sand, then it gets mud, then it gets clay, and so on. And this material, in all variations, are our building material. And on these pictures, you see, this is in Morocco. This material was coming from the eroded material, from the mountain. And this mix of earth, of soil, of gravel, if you build up in a structure, and if it is not used anymore, if it has no roof, then it goes back into the ground and the plant can grow over that. That is a wonderful message for me. This is really, if you look at this, for somebody say this is a sad picture. No, this is a hopeful picture, because it can go back and it is always changing. And all over the world we can see so much different buildings only in earth, only built with the local material. It is a wonderful construction with no wood, only with earth. It is everywhere in the world we see old buildings, huge, really big structure. In a building like this, there live 300 families, and it is wonderful. And if a house has a good boot and a good hut, then it holds long. And also in Europe, we have a lot of traditional earth houses. And also in Switzerland, 200-year-old house only built in earth. And it works. Why we do it not anymore today? 1/3 of the population are living in earth houses worldwide. So I can say, earth construction is one of the most important building system anymore. It's still now, and but it has not so good image. That is the problem. And we look, and also in Europe, we have a traditional building system before the industrialization. Before 200 years ago, it was normal in different regions to build in earth construction. And I wanted to ask, how is the modern building look for a European standard? How can be these modern houses in earth construction? And it is a long way. I'm still work over 33, 34 years in this construction. I was coming from the ceramic, and you have said it. And 1983, I make my diploma as a ceramist with no fired objects. It was named Lehm Ton Erde, and these 3 words has for me a symbolic. Lehm or the mud is the symbol for the technical solutions, handcraft, everything. Ton and clay is the symbol for beauty, architectural design, coloring, and earth, Erde, is the symbol for sustainable, for healthy building, the political issue. It is a political issue to build with earth. And this aspect, technique, beauty, and sustainable, has to be in a right balance if we are building, because to build is always a compromise. It is always a problem, but we had look how big is the problem. It is, and it has to be in a right balance. So I had the luck that I come from a very creative family. Big. I have 8 sisters and brothers, and we have done a lot, and the first experience, it was the house for my brother. It was really a conglomerate of experiment. If you can exercises, you have exercises, and we have always make different tests and like this. And then I built my own workshop, and in this workshop I planned this together with Felber Robert, a friend of me, and we wanted to find a solution how we can connect earth construction with modern materials like steel, glass, ceramic, or different materials. And so it was really, for me, important not only to build in earth, so to build in a sustainable way, also sustainable coloring. Everything is very important. And 1989, I won a competition for this wall in a hospital in Schlinz, in Vorarlberg. It was an art competition, and I had an idea to make a 250-meter long wall, 7 meters high, like a sculpture in a building. So in earth construction, it always also for the climate, it is also for the beauty, and it is sustainable. Lehm Ton Erde. And it was a wonderful idea. And then I won the competition, and the client said, now you have to build it. And this was a really problem for me, because if I would go there to a company and said, can you build me this earth construction, I know this would be never work. In that time, also it is now over 35 years ago. And at that time, I ordered some workers, and I buy some shattering, I buy some machine, and so I started. And this project, look in the past, I know this was the most difficult project for me, but it was also the most important project for me. And why I couldn't realize this? Because nobody think that it is a building system. It was an art system. It was an art like painting, like this. Nobody expect. I had no structure calculation, what is that like? And that it was really wonderful that it was created. And after 8 years, then there comes a different light tower projects, and one of these is also the Chapel of Reconciliation in Berlin, 1999. It was first created as a concrete building, but the client, the community said they don't like a concrete building because it was based on the border between East and West, on the Berliner Mauer. And so they wanted to make it in earth, and so I was invited to collaborate, to make the consulting. I know how it ramped, because the ramming of earth is thousands of years old. But on this project, it was more a logistic issue. How we can create a shattering, different rates, and 7 meter high. And it was a lot of experience, and this was for me also learning by doing. Always, if you have make the first step, it comes the next step, and so it was always pushing the next issue, next possible. After 25 years experience, I said I want to build my own house. As co-planner, as client, as contractor, I have to do everything with my head. All the responsibility I have to take my own, but so I can always create a lot myself, and it should be a rammed earth house, 3-story high, with the local material, with the excavation, and I was lucky that I could use 100% from the excavation with no mix, only separated, and I built it up. And it is, it should be a modern luxury house, like an African hut with a European standard. It should show that you can really build with earth really luxury and wonderful houses, healthy houses. And it should be nice, it should be beauty. And beauty is interesting with the rough material of rammed earth and pattern with polished clay walls and so on. So it was a good experience, and I planned this together with Roger Bolzhauser, and we have looked that it is only material. It is not. It should be true materials. It should be no fake. It should be really true from the beginning to the end. And also the facade is 10 meters high. It has a less roof. But it has a roof, but less roof. And how it can work that this building can also stay in rain, because we have a lot of rain, we have a lot of wind, and so on. And I think to scale up the earth construction, it is necessary to accept the calculated erosion. The calculated erosion means that it is a mix of earth and stone. The stones and earth, it is compacted. The clay is binding this together. And if the rain is coming there, then this fine material wash out. The surface get rougher. It goes more deep. And there it is some calculated plaster lines or bricks. And it means that this is not the roof. It is only a speed breaker, that the water doesn't run down very, very quick. So it is that it is stopped a little bit, the water. And there it is a very interesting solution that the wall doesn't destroy it. So it is like protection of line. You see it also in different old houses. This is with brick in my workshop. And you see that, and interesting is that the water is stopped, and here you have the sedimentation, here you have the erosion, sedimentation, so it is like a speed breaker. And sometimes it is more a psychological problem as a technical problem, because if the facade is washed down and if you have on the ground the mud, you will be afraid. And we are always afraid because the earth is not waterproof, and if it is water sensibility, but that the earth is not waterproof. This is the best quality of the earth building, because you can recycle it, you can repair it, it can changing and so on. Also it is, and so I built the house on site, up in a shattering. It grows up like a tree, and rammed this, and with only the excavation, only. This is the Flüschgestein. It is Flüschgestein. Is if the Alps was growing up, then it was always eroded in a lake, a big lake, and this lake was coming up, and this was from Switzerland until to Vienna on the North Alps. There is the Flüschgestein. For 250 million years, this was mud, this was erosion, and gets to stone, and if you dig out, then you have the material. And so we are always working with the excavation. And also the house, this foundation is only like a concrete wall, but it is the Roman concrete. It's only truss lime with gravel, and has a very small footprint. And now I come to the circle. If we have the excavation, we create the blocks, or we create the building, and we live in the building. And sometimes the building is changed or destroyed. Then it can go back into the ground, or it can be reused, and the circle is very round. It is small and closed. So it is really sustainable. Other buildings, example, also holds wood, also the brick fire, also the concrete. It is everything. It is a line. It is always down recycling. That is the big change. And I can nearly say only earth construction. And I say earth construction, not rammed earth alone. Also I talk today only from earth construction, also rammed earth, but we have 40 different techniques, from bricks, plaster, Lehm, everything. And it is always a small line. That is sustainable for me. And so we create always, we use the local material, and all over the world you have excavated material in a different condition, different materials. It is always changing. You see here it is blue, and here is it brown, and you separated this material. This has all a different character, and this is a map in Europe where we have also built, and you see 100%, 100%, 190%, 75%. Everywhere we have used 100% or 75% from the excavation of the building. And it shows that doesn't matter if it is in Athens, or it is in Italy, or it is there. You can always use the local material. And that is the fantastic situation for rammed earth, because rammed earth material is this material, nobody else can use it. Not the concrete industry, not the brick industry, because it is waste. And we have so much excavation material what we have to develop. That means for the material for rammed earth, there is no problem. There is so much, you can never use so much. And it is everywhere. That is the fantastic message for me. And so we dig it out and we separate it with the normal machine, what you can use it. Then you mix it together like different excavations, like a winemaker takes different grapes and mix together a good wine. So we mix together a good soil. And for this preparation, we use machinery, what we are building ourselves, or we use concrete mixer for transportation. And this is only the excavation material from this mountain. That is so short, so near. And if we take this material everywhere in the world, this is maybe in Bhutan, this is in Morocco, you have two wood plates, you put it in a simple shattering, and you make the soil, the excavation, a little bit wet in the right moisture, then you can ram it, and you can build a house with only two plates. Everywhere. And what interesting is that you can ram it also in a very, this is also by hand. This is a project what I done with Anna Heringer in the Basilica of Worms. It was, we make altar, a middle altar for the 1000 year jubileum. And it is for us fantastic that you can really make the main altar with only the local earth and only rammed by hand. And what is interesting, you can ramp by hand and you have the same quality as this is a very complex machinery. So it is only dried earth. That is, yeah, and if you, for the economic situation, you need also tools to ram it with machinery. And if you see how it is a very high vibration, it is a hard work to ramming, and I think we have to find better tools to make the work easier, to make the work efficient, and so we have always tried to find new solutions. And I say always, we should not change the material. We should develop the tools in the evolution of the people. It is always to create new tools to make the work easier. Or this was then the idea, that to make it really economical. And it was an old idea, but with the regular building, I was able to invest, to build this machine. It is like a clay plotter. It is a 50-meter long shattering, and the machine filled the material automatic and rammed without people. So it's only one operator works for 4 people. That is, but it looks crazy, but it is not. It is a beginning, and what we should say that we should not. We should create. I say always not war roboter. We should create ramming roboter. They go to the shattering and ramming their material safe, and so I like to to find the right solution to make the work easier and to scale up earth construction. So we make it on site. It is with modern shattering from the concrete industry, but you have to deal different. You have to change the system, but you can use the system. So we had really created big walls, big projects. So it is all load-buried project in Detmold in Germany, and mostly know about the Ricola building. I show it because was really a light tower project for me, because with this project it starts this prefabrication, and this is a factory 110 meter long, 12 meter high, 30 meter wide, really a big project. And in Basel land, where the physical work is so expensive, so I know to realize this to build with this, you need a new solution to build. And so I created this machinery and the prefabricated elements. And all the material is in a circle of 8 kilometers, what we have found. That is excavation, the gravel everywhere. And we have rented an old factory. And in this factory, we built a field factory. And there we produced this for 1 year, 607 elements, and set it up. And so this all in element, and because this earth is not waterproof, you make the joint wet and you fill the original material there. And so you see, this is 100 elements, you don't see any joints. That is a fantastic material for me. It is really, architects would be happy because they have not to deal with joints and like this. You can build, the elements are built with a logistic, on the logistic. One block is about 4 tons. And you settled up this. And that is, and then I can say, with my house, Ricola would not stand. And without the Ricola, this Alnatura building would not stand. What I mean, it needs always one project, and then if a project like this, it gives trust. Trust is very important, that we are not afraid to build with earth. And this is Alnatura headquarters. It is, really 12-meter high towers, prefabricated elements, you see, and this is isolated. Inside is with misopore, isolated with, and inside some pipes for heating and cooling. And this was a really amazing work. And we had, here you see this isolation. In our area, you have to isolate it, the earth construction, because it is not so good isolation. So you need the isolation outside, inside, or in the middle. Here we make it inside, and for an economic system, so we had these blocks, and that we can create these blocks. We use the same machinery. This is this one, and put new tools. Every new here is the isolation material. This comes together, and in there is like a plug. It fills earth and isolation in the same part, and then you ram it. And so it is, it shows a little bit where can go the travel. We produce now earth construction like we have produced concrete construction before 80 years, or we have produced cars for 100 years or like this. And it is with a lot of handcraft work. And now I come to my building, where because this machinery was always go from one factory, field factory, to the next field factory. To settle up a field factory, it is always motivated. But to break down a field factory, it is always terrible. So I said, I need an own house for my, it is the Roberta one. Roberta, my worker has named this Roberta because roboter, and it's a woman who helps us to work. It's a power, and so yeah. And this workshop is also manufactured with excavation material, with over 8 meter high, load buried, and also only this block. These are blocks. We produce blocks with no reinforcement, only dried, rammed blocks, cut it, then it filled up for storage, for drying, and then it comes on the building site. Or here is now an image that also the structure, there is really a lot of structural issue on the earth construction. And I think there is no more potential what we think. Also that is. And this is our south wall. There is no noise comes through because there is the garden of the neighbor, sun collector. We have in the this work hall is 100% of solar energy, also it's for heating and cooling. And also the office building, there it is a test, a solution that is all prefabricated elements like Lego. And the windows are in wood frames, and so you can set the windows where you want. Also that you have not, also that is also a self-experiment to find a new solution to build with earth, to create with earth. Also because that, I think it is not enough to say yes. Instead of concrete, we use earth. That's not possible. That is not important. It is most important is to create a special architectural design for earth construction, because we know everybody. Here is the best example. Concrete has really created a new architectural design. It's wonderful, but now, if we wanted to build in earth, I cannot build this in earth, but we can find to find architectural design and deal with the limit of earth construction. That is the most important part. And so you see, if you make you have a design, this is then you fill this in several blocks. The blocks are based on the possibility of logistic. Then you take the blocks with crane, you sit this on a earth plaster, and we have also make some tools to lift this, and you fill up, and then you retouch the joints, and you have then a closed facade like this. And what is also interesting, that with the machinery we can build 7 centimeter thick walls or 85 centimeter thick wall. In the same machinery, we only change the tools, but not the material. Also this thin wall has the same material as the thick wall. That is fantastic, and so you can produce bricks or big blocks in earth, in rammed, dried blocks, fix it up, and you can really build a big structure. You can, if you want, you can build towns with earth blocks, and and that is what I think is very nice to make this in a new scale. And the inside you can retouch these walls. You can. It's the rough structure, so like this, and also in the cellar, also underground. You can save concrete, you can make thick walls, also with the block, and then you can cover this with bitumen and fill up with earth. It's no problem. And what I said, this is my workshop, and here is also a load-buried earth house, rammed earth house, but it is outside isolated with reed and with a lime plaster. And there is no short, there we have to also make a lift tower in a house. It is very, no, it's no problem. It's more a problem of certification and this. But it was, it was a good test, and it is a wood house round, and in the middle there is the lift tower with the earth floor, with the earth stairs, and so this has interesting connection between earth and wood. I come now later to this issue. Or another example, this is we have built it in this year. It was Haus Heinz. It is a one single house, thing, 1 story, and it is all prefabricated, and it is from the ground, also from the foundation is in concrete, but up there is no concrete, it is only wood and earth, and also the arch is as 3-meter expansion in only like this in rammed earth, and then and the ceiling, I come now later, also wood construction with earth construction. And this is a very interesting house because in this part we always create some also different details, Bauteil details. Now, so this is an example, a house for a facade, 4-story high. Also it is prefabricated, and it shows that it is in books. In Switzerland, it is it is so. This is a wood house. This is an earth house. It is 4-story high, with the calculated erosion, then brick line, there's lime plaster. And if we make the right details, we make the right material, a good quality, then it can really work. And now what showed now this picture, this building, is Campus St. Michael. It is created from Anna Heringer. and it is all built in earth construction. Also it's in rammed earth blocks that it is in a monastery. There is the garden on the roof. There is the garden, and under this garden there is a multifunctional office building, mensa, and also kitchen and so on. Also, and it is really a very big building, and there is the ground level is not is so easy geometry, but you can make all these blocks that it is possible, and then you bring the blocks on the building site. These are really big blocks, 75 centimeter, only rammed earth with clay plaster fixed together. And the issue is mostly the fixing during the rain, during the weather. Also we work here more or less 5 months, and there is the blocks, the lintel is in light concrete and steel. There is all new details we created, and then there is a concrete slab on there because there is a big heavy garden, and so it was too difficult to produce this in wood, but it would be also possible to make it in wood. And from the structural design, it was, if there is a lot more buried, more load on the roof, then we make thicker walls, and then we make thinner walls. So the thickness of the walls in the ground floor was from 40 centimeters to 85 centimeters. So it says, so this it is really a big volume. It is 1,850 quadrat meter rammed earth, nearly 1,000 pieces of earth blocks, and 1,820 tons. A big thermal mass, this building, and it takes about 12 months and 30,000 work hours. And so it is, and also with the calculated erosion, what I have explained, and this is the most weather situation, and there we make a round corner because it is better for the erosion. Here you see the lines, the windows, and here I could make some artwork. A wave, it is the wave of St. Michael, the Erzengel Michael, the only one fly. It was, we have make this in very, that you should see in the 2 times to look there. Now, next Monday is the opening, and they have gone there. It's really very happy, the people there. The floor is cassine and earth, also earth construction with cassine stabilized, and the meeting room and so on. And you see here is the old building. It's and here is was the garden. The garden is higher, and here noch the for the boys the living space. And this is really a wonderful project because it takes from the beginning to now, it is 9 years. 9 years, and because Anna Hering has said, has first make the master plan, and in the master plan she said how much cost the earth construction, and it was from the beginning the issue that earth construction is a part of the master plan. The budget was fixed, and it was always go up and down, but the earth was no discussion. That's really wonderful, and it was also, we need the license for a special license in Germany. It is not too easy to build not so easy. It's not easy to build load buried. Also you need eine Zustimmung im Einzelfall. Also we created. Now we come back to the erosion, and on this eroded material, what it is sedimented, there grows our plants, our wood, and our food. And I think, so together this material, if we connected this, then it is really a future material. Here, less concrete, more earth, and the potential of the wood construction on the right place. This combination, I think, is very interesting. And this combination finds a very wonderful project. This is the Hortus project in Basel with Herzog Demero. It is an office building, 5-story high, 15,000 quadrat meter. And it should be one of the sustainable building in Switzerland. And it is only built in earth and wood. And so we work a long time together. We make in our factory this mock-up, and this mock-up to look how it works, how it goes. And we make a fire test, and wonderful, the earth construction saves the wood construction, and so it was possible to build the Hortus project in this technique. But for that, to produce 800 elements in 100 days to settle up this building, we have to develop new machinery, tools to make it easily to make. And with Blumer Lehmann, who was also we worked together, the builder, and we created in a short time really new solution, and it was everything a field factory. We have produced with the material from the excavation. Here we put it a tent. There we mix the element. We filled the elements in this machinery. It was not a lot of handcraft, but we had that's the tools. It's automatically to ram it, and so it's really was getting a wonderful project, and it has a high potential, earth and wood, to take it, bring it together. It is really a very interesting solution for future. Yeah, that's a fantastic building, and it is actually a simple system. It is the arch, a small. It is only rammed earth, and it cannot fall down, but it has a lot of thermal mass. It has good for climate in the room climate and everything, and a good acoustic. And we had now get a lot of experience, and with Blumer Lehmann and GBD is our structural engineer in Austria. With these structural engineers, office. We are work a lot of years, and they make a lot of calculation for us, and we make also research. And so we created Limit, a new building system who developed this innovation system, not only for the ceiling, also in the roof, because in this craze situation there is really a big potential. Now I come nearly to the end. I didn't know that we are in this arch, and we have since 2 years we make consulting for a building from Betz und Koch Architekten in Stuttgart. They have won a competition for the visitor center in Charlottenburg in Berlin, and they have in the project arches about a very big building, and with distance of 3.10 meters, and so we come to produce, to look how we can build this, how we can manage this. And one of part was to test how much is loaded, we can load it on that. And he was, and I will do. And so we have make 15 arches, and we make a test situation, and we tested all this to get a Zustimmungseinzelfall, to get a license. And next year we make also a fire test, and you see that this and this there is now about 15 tons goes asymmetric on this line, and it was fantastic how strong earth is really can be, and it is only rammed earth, no reinforcement. The arch is a wonderful geometry, and we find a lot of information how it works, and I think it will be possible that we in 2 years we have built this building. That's it. Yeah, and so research work is for me and for us very important to get the numbers that we can calculate it, that we can scale up, and for that it needs norms. But norms is also a critical situation, because norms is necessary that big companies can produce with earth construction, but it is also a problem for me sometimes, because if you build not in the norms, then you have you have to take responsibility, but sometimes it is not allowed to take your own responsibility. And I work now about 45 years, and I see in the last 15 years the administration was growing up extremely. The regulations is really get more and more, but I think we can find the right balance. And what very important is always the people. We are about 35 people, very motivated young person. It's like a community, and and I think earth construction connects, and it's maybe here we see 60% of our volume is person costs. So it is a very high rate. On the other side, it is good that we have human work, and we should only save the hard work with tools, with better tools and machinery. And this is the Roberta 2. We had it in Bordeaux. There was a big project there. It is more compact, and it is with electric rammers. And if we have set it up, we are really very happy. And this picture is so it shows that everybody is really work together. This is our network, also Lehm Ton Erde. We have Erden Studio. Erden Impact is for consulting in Africa. This is also for us very important. Erden School. Erden School is that we work with primary schools, that the schools come into our workshop. They can hand-on with earth construction, because I believe it is very important that the children comes in connect and make their hand dirty. That is very important. And so it is, and limit I have said, and so on. Also that's publications, information is very well. And now with this, I want to say it is not calculated erosion, it is created erosion. And I'm also work some sculptures. I'm also a sculptor, and so we ram this up and we wash down with water, and yes. So that is, and I like it much to work with this material, to feel it, to think. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your fantastic presentation. It was really inspiring, I think, for all of us. It's really nice to have this presentation with all of these examples. So, yeah, it's really nice for us designers, architects, engineers. Thank you again.
Sorry, it takes a little bit too long.
I didn't want to cut you, so it's perfect.
No, thank you.
Je crois qu'on peut commencer un peu la partie des questions et des réponses. On a encore un petit peu de temps. Donc, est-ce qu'il y a des gens qui aimeraient poser une question? Any questions? I don't see anything. Ah, là-bas.
It's about the erosion, the calculated erosion. Did she stop herself, or you have to repair the walls every time there is much erosion on it?
Also that's normally it's you have not to repair it. Also that is if we have that is the calculated erosion. I think it is it has to work. Everything has to be perfect. I said the material mix, the compaction has to be fixed. Very good. The erosion breaks has to be done in a good quality, and the details has to be good in architectural design, and then it works. And it works also 100 years, no problem. You can see go over the border to France. You see there really 110. Or the 150 years of building on Earth, and I have also a lot of buildings. I have it's 35 years. I have done nothing. but we have also a project where we have to repair it. But in the repairing, we learn a lot. Also it is, I say, you can, if you make rammed earth, you can make 5 mistakes. And if you make 1 mistake, you can repair it. If you make 2 mistakes, you can manage this. And if you make 3 mistakes, it is collapsed. So, and all the experience what we have, if we learn, is a wonderful input for future projects. So that's and for me is the calculated erosion so important, because I think to scale up the earth construction, to change our building system, we have to accept the calculated erosion. We have to reuse, to think this new also. And because I say always our perfectionismus esclaves us. Also it is, we should find the right solution between perfectionismus from design until to the quality. The quality is very important. The quality of working. This is the reason, because the scale, the worker are very important, and this is also the biggest problem. The earth construction to scale up, we have not enough skilled workers who have enough experience. That is very important to make education that's, and also the young people are really look for sustainable ways of building. They know that the building system what we have everywhere, it has to change, because not here in Europe, but if we look over to Africa, to Asia, and everywhere where so much buildings are built and has to build in future. So if they make the same building system what us, then this climate problematic we cannot reach.
You talked a lot about the perfection and the details, and we wouldn't like to lose your knowledge, so don't leave this place. Or is there any book or any to not lose this detail and this knowledge you have?
So we have one book, 2015. It is nearly 10 years old. It was reprinted 3 times. It is Gebaute Erde, and there it is a lot of details what we have built. There is not, it is really built details, and now we are still more, as we learn always more, but this book is, I think, in every university library you can find it, but it is not print again. And it is, we have always to create new details with the architects together. That is always working together. I like to work together with over the discipline. That is very interesting to work architects with engineers, with companies to find the right solution. That is very important. Yeah.
Is there any question?
Hello, thank you. I have a question about the choice you made finally to produce earth yourself. You decided to invest in your factory. You created Roberta. That's a wonderful creative story. Was it your choice, or was it a constraint because you had no maybe partner in the place on the value chain to produce for you? What led you to this organization?
Also I work for scaling up the earth, so we spread our knowledge everywhere. Also that is, and I want not scale up as a company. I want to scale up as the earth construction, and I hope that in future big companies invest in these projects or in this machinery or like this. Still now, there is in the last 5 years, a lot of big companies was coming to my office and to my workplace to look is it a possible solution for future for them. But I'm a little bit worried because with human work you cannot make a lot of money, and that is but if it's scaled up with machinery and with and also it is necessary to scale up also the clients or the Angebot oder das Nachfrage, also to scale up in all together has moved up. Education in university, in school, in handcraft schools. It is in Forschung, research, and in everything, also all together. Then this building change is really possible. I hope so, because it hopes me hopeful that so many people are here. Yes. That is, and we have to think that we are. I'm a positivist. Also I think it is positive that that it will change in the right way, but maybe. It goes a little back, it goes up, but at least the positive situation will win.
Hi. I was wondering, because you speak often about upscaling Earth and upscaling Earth construction, but I always wondered, because every project that you speak comes with a lot of research on the side specific to each project. Sorry. No, but my question is, do you think at some point, in order to upscale earth construction, we will reach standardization of a technique, or that the technique implies a lot of research for each individual project?
Also it shows, for first, if I plan an earth house as an architect, it takes more time as a normal house to plan. Also from the architect, they have to invest more, and it is example in Germany. There is now a certification for earth bricks. Also that you can build with earth bricks from the market, industrial produced earth bricks. You can build also two-story high building. It is a good regulation, and this regulation helps certification that really you can build in earth construction, and it should be maybe it needs no political regulation, maybe less tax if you build in sustainable or like this. But then I think it works. And you have also in Genf, Terra Block, they make also earth bricks. I have told today only for rammed earth, but there is a lot of potential in other building system. Or I think, why not? It should be not allowed to make cement plaster. You should in every social houses for living. It should be cheaper to make earth plaster, because earth plaster is better for climate, and I think it needs some regulation also, or maybe from like in the tax or whatever. But because the normal material is too cheap. Also the concrete is really too cheap. That is our problem. It is not, the cost not true. And if we deal and if we change with that, then it will go in the right direction. Also it must be healthy, it must be beauty, and it must be sustainable quality. Then it doesn't matter maybe if it is 5% too more expensive. In the moment, if we build a house, it is about 20-30% more expensive, and it is too much. Also that is that. But on the other side, I said also, if I look on the plan, let this room away, then the earth construction is paid. Also it is also a question of volumes, or like this. And you can compare this. This.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because in our field, architect, engineer, the question is always about how we take the risk to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a bit complicated now with the codes and the norms, which are not yet for Hertz created. So you, in all your project, did you take the risk in your side, or do you have like a collaboration with architect about that, and then they also take a risk, and then how do you do about this issue?
Yeah, this is a good question. I have worked 30 years as an artist. I had no profession, also, and I have done a lot of project. Like I said, this is a sculpture for living. It's a house, sculpture for living, and but then it was the auricular project, and then my insurance said, Martin, this is no artwork anymore. And there was no other company who could build this, and then I go to our Handelskammer there and said, I have this project and I need it, and I need a license that I can build. So I've been, since 2012, I am a contractor allowed to build earth building. I'm not a contractor to allowed to build bridges or like arches like this. So, but to build in earth. And now we have in Vorarlberg, we have 3 people who has this label. That's good.
Check just the time.
Yeah.
I think we can take one more question. C'est encore une question. Après, on pourra se diriger vers l'apéro et on pourra encore du coup discuter personnellement avec Martin Rauch pour ceux qui le veulent. Est-ce qu'il y a encore une question? Oui, une
Also,
question.
Now that your technique has evolved to produce some sort of Lego,
yeah.
would you recommend to still make pieces in round earth the traditional way? Does it still make sense for you, or the technique has to evolve for everyone?
Also, if I understand the question right, it's can you know?
Does it still make sense to use the traditional method to build in rammed earth?
Yeah. Yeah,
Today in 2020.
Sure. I think to build on site is also a very important part. Also, we decided as a prefabricated realization or on-site realization, it is always a decision what we do different. We make a lot of buildings on site in Germany. Next year, maybe we have 3 big buildings. It is better to do it on site with the local material. Also that if you make it prefabricated, we build up a field factory, but it is most important to scale up to transport the knowledge and the machinery and not the material. And so it is also, I think prefabricated is not everything. It's for a special project it is the best because it is saves time, it is weather not so problematic, and a lot of project you cannot do it on site. Example, this 4-story high facade, it is better to do it in prefabrication.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we can finish on it.
Thank you
Merci.
for your
Je peux le
time.
remercier encore une fois. Merci.